Hello and welcome back to Train Fever, where we are looking at one of the more crowded stations of the Locoboys Enterprise. Yeah, this is a passenger station with currently 53 passengers waiting to board a train which will take them to Newton the Willows. So, that is the situation at that station, but we have that situation at plenty of stations. Yeah, the Locoboys are doing business and they're doing it well. Now, today is a day where we're playing with a new patch, and this new patch actually brought some goodies. What we have in this patch is new railroad crossings, but admittedly, now we have a railroad crossing here, but this is not really the kind of crossing that, well, was featured in the patch, where it was more, different type of crossing with electric things, closing of the road and all that. So yeah, it's a bit hard to showcase, but they're in the game right now, and what the developers also did was that if there's trains crossing a railroad, or even passengers crossing a street like over here, then vehicles or trains will stop. Well, actually, the trains won't stop. Trains will always have, the first go. But if there's passengers crossing over here, then a tram will stop, The same for vehicles at a railroad crossing, they will stop for the train, which I think is very nice and just adds more realism to it. Another thing that has been added, and we'll have to go over here to check it out, is the stake car, which is basically just for wood. They've changed it so that the goods car, you guessed it, can only carry goods. However, this does not work retroactively, so if we check out this train, for example, you can see that it's still carrying wood in these old type of wagons, so we're not in a problem. It's just that any new wagons we'll add, they have to be of the right type. I think it's better like this, though, well, the name, I mean, stake car, really, they could have just called it flatbed. But hey, that's me. In any case, it also has a loading animation, which basically means that, if there's a full load, you'll see the actual logs on the wagon, which I think is pretty cool. For the rest, I don't think there was that much added. They did, however, fiddle a lot with the game under the hood, They kind of made it more compatible with certain graphic cards and whatnot, because apparently it was crashing for a certain type of cards. But it's not really applying to us, because this game so far has not crashed majorly on me, so yeah, and it runs quite good. So, well, having, kind of dealt with a patch right now, the network, the company, how's it doing? Well, as I said right at the start, this is a very overcrowded station. Overcrowded? It's full of stuff. Same over here, full of stuff, bulking with stuff. And over here too, there's stuff everywhere. Our stations are filled and we are making money. The Locoboys are doing good, however, I feel that, we've hit the right spot. Things are growing, there is, a healthy financial future prospect for the company. And to further, help along this growth and make our company even further future-proof, our track network, it does need quite a bit of an upgrade. In fact, it needs a heavy upgrade. Because, this stretch over here that we got, duo lane, that is exactly the type of railway that I would like on more places than just this one. I would like, well, for example, this stretch, and even further along this stretch too, to be fully duo lane. I would also like this stretch duo lane, and then this stretch as well, to be proper duo lane. And this one over here, I'd like that duo lane, but it's not just the duo lanes. Look at this easily weasley eeny puny station over here. Yeah, this is a sawmill that is producing, or a forest that is producing crazy amounts, and we only got this one lane station. I want a more lane station. And the same over here, I want a duo lane station over there. And there's more of those places. Basically what I'm trying to say is our network needs major track upgrades, and we're gonna provide those. It's just that they're gonna cost quite a bit of money. And, well, money is kind of the one thing that we're not having at the moment, at least. So, yeah. We need to work on that, but I guess we will get money eventually if we just keep building and, you know, let the trains do their thing. Now, before we get to that, because that is the most important thing that the Locoboys network needs doing right now, I did notice one thing when editing the previous video, and that is that, yeah, I might have dirt up the setting here and there. If we go to this over here, the railroad lines, look, relay goods, huh? No train. Leominster goods, 2 trains. Yeah, I might have accidentally switched up the train allocation because of these colors, you know. It's like blue and blue, and sure, there's a subtle, nuanced difference, but I think that's where things went wrong, in that the colors were pretty much identical. However, luckily, with the way that, you know, line management is set up in this game, it's rather easy to fix. All that we do is, I believe both of them are actually empty, but all that we have to do is set you to relay woods, or no, relay goods, my apologies, and then set line, done. That's it, doesn't take any more effort than that. So good. Well, with that at least sorted, I think it is time that we start getting ourselves some proper duo lane tracks here and there, and replace and upgrade a few stations here and there. Mainly over here, for example, and passenger stations. So, without much further ado, I'd say let's get to it, right? I'm waiting for money here, but I have noticed a very, very peculiar thing. Take a look at this. Featherstone 2 has 4 passengers waiting at this stop, 8 on this stop, 1 on this stop, 5 on that stop, and I think it runs over here then afterwards. No, it's this station, I believe. Yeah, it has 2 more on that stop. It is just absolutely crazy. There's a lot of passengers on Featherstone too. Now, I must admit, off camera, in between building, whilst I was waiting for money to expand our network, I have been keeping an eye on our tram and bus lines, you know, and if I saw that there was lots of passengers waiting, I thought, you know what, I'll add a tram. But it seems, because if we take a look at the tram lines, Featherstone 2 has an extra tram, and all of a sudden, the passengers waiting for it have even more doubled. Now, my theory is that rather than just pushing the passengers to the station, if we have the transport capacity, the passengers will come. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna buy ourselves another one of these trams, and we're gonna set them to Featherstone 2, and I'm very curious to find out what's gonna happen, because my theory is that at least our tram lines, as we currently got them set up, you can see the more we add, the lesser the travel time becomes, and the faster the travel time is, the more passengers we're getting. So now another thing has happened, you know, whilst we were waiting for money, and that is that over here we now have the compartment car, which can actually travel 100 kilometers an hour. And well, it's pretty much the upgrade for this car, you know, for the Bavarian car. But it's also a little bit more expensive. I mean, it's as expensive as a tram, basically. But yeah, it's pretty cool, and it clearly seems that, you know, passengers are really the way to go if you want to make big amounts of money. Another thing, you know, to just further prove my theory of the whole, the more capacity you have, the more it will work over here is, look, Leominster 1 is absolutely bonkers when it comes to how many vehicles we have running there, because we currently have 5 running, and I mean, the amount of passengers over here is just, it's staggering up like crazy. I mean, over here we have 12 waiting, and then over here just 1, but I believe that that's only because a vehicle just passed. Look, 7. It's just absolutely nuts. This is making huge amounts of profits for a bus line. So it's definitely a theory I need to do some more investigation on. But if I find more proof of it, for example, Relay 2, it's not really Relay 2. I mean, see, I don't want to start doing this if there's only like 1 passenger waiting at the station. But maybe there will be more if I just add more trams and buses to it. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll keep a close eye on it. Regardless, there is still some building to do over here, because I might have replaced the station already, which was a... I mean, look at this Featherstone 2. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. 21. I mean, you know what that means, right? I mean, if there's that many passengers waiting for Featherstone 2, we're gonna need ourselves another tram, and we just added one. Right, this is crazy, I tell you, but we should have the capacity now to deal with these amount of passengers. But that just means that this all of a sudden got 4 trams running it. Yeah, that's very interesting. In any case, we will wait it out till we have enough money and these tracks are empty, and then we will start rebuilding them. So, yeah. Alrighty, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We have our tracks very much upgraded. Long needed upgradement, but oh my good lord, look at this. 85 passengers, and I know there's a train coming, but he can only carry 48, which is just roughly half of what we have waiting there. And then this one comes in, you know, taking at least another 40, if not more, because, well, you know, there's always more coming. And of course, because the tram lines, you know, Featherstone... Oh no, of course that's not over here. I keep mistaking Newton for Featherstone. Oh man, let them not hear it, or I have big trouble. Nobody wants to use the Locoboys network anymore. Regardless, over here we do not have a lack of capacity because we have 2 huge trains. But what I did notice, however, was that over here there is a lot of wood waiting, and we might be having a somewhat shortage of capacity over here. However, we also need to upgrade this locomotive, so that's definitely a thing to do. And well, you know, the whole capacity theory, another thing that we definitely need to do. So many things that we need to do. And well, at least the network of the Locoboys is ready for all of these things that we are going to do next time when we play more Train Fever.